Probo Franskar did spot the bases in the bottom right. There's two bases going down, kind of funnily enough, and Myralt sees, oh dear, a probe's here. What are we gonna do? How am I gonna deal with this? There's still the three zealots at the ramp, and those zealots are gonna be able to kill a lot of lings before they can get down, but finally the creep tumor coming out from Myralt, maybe that spine crawler will be able to push forward.
A couple of Hydras coming out as well, but they will not be able to defend this area, I'm pretty sure. So this is really bad for my role at the moment, and Franskar is taking his own expansion and a Stargate, and I'm not sure why he's making. Might be suspecting Merle to be like a one-base fire layer, fast layer style, because it's Mutalisk is one way to circumvent the fact that you're being locked in your base, but it's kind of an odd choice.
Yeah, and that natural did go down, but sadly the one in the main also will probably go down, but finally the army of Myralt is getting able to move out, and he's got an interesting decision here. Does he have time to save the bottom right-hand base, or does he go for the natural of Franskar? It looks like he's going to try to save that base, but he managed to be able to catch a couple of these zealots kind of out of position here. He will get two of them beautifully enough, and now in the main, like you were saying, it's a little bit scary. It's the same thing you have in StarCraft 2. Well, I've had my opponent contained for a while, and as a Zerg player, I've had them contained for a while. I have no vision in their main base. What are they sneaking up to? How are they going to beat me? And Myralt's actually saying Hydras, and he will save that bottom right-hand base, but it's just so far away.
That is a very far away base. He can defend it on that choke, though, if he pushes the creep a little bit, which is quite nice, and then maybe expand, move downwards. There's a very sneaky zealot there. Oh, actually, it's going to get spotted. So we're going to kind of stabilize now. We see Protoss. Oh, why is he bringing 3 drones? Okay, there we go. We see Protoss is slightly ahead in supply, which is not unusual if this was a normal game. And he's very scared of what's coming if you see the number of cannons he made in his natural. So, not really sure. Like, I know what Myralt is going to do. He's going to make Hydralisks and lots of them, but exactly what Franskar is going to do from here is a little bit interesting.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting for Franskar. Going for Corsair, trying to get even more economic damage done, but now at the natural base of Franskar, 3 Hydras. 1 Hydra does go down, but the Zealot just a little bit too powerful in this close range. No kiting goes down. The entire force is brought back home because Myralt did not want to lose anything in his main, but he did lose a couple drones right there. Not 100% sure how many. Maybe it was an Overlord. But I was trying to take a natural, and still the bottom right-hand base, it only has 5 workers on it. And there's no more actually being made down there, so it's a little bit of an interesting decision. It's really spreading Myralt thin.
Yeah, he's moving a couple of drones over though, but yeah, he did lose those 3 zealots. Those 3 Hydras to some really good micro from the zealots of Franskar. So right now, Franskar is in a pretty decent position. He's moving way ahead in supply, and this is more than you'd like at this point, and especially considering the fact that you want to stay 1 base, maybe even 2 bases ahead of your Protoss opponent, and right now he's on equal bases for quite some time longer. As soon as speed finishes on these zealots and +1, this is going to be a very scary push for Myralt to deal with, and I don't think he can defend both locations as strongly as he wants to at the same time. Like he can only commit like half-heartedly to each base, so if he commits all the zealots to one area, I don't think he'll be able to hold it.
Yeah, especially with +1 and zealot speed, it's going to be very hard to hold. Now, if he had his natural still at the bottom right-hand base, which he's getting again, he may be able to hold that just because you'd have enough economy. But, I mean, the Corsair is slaughtering Overlords, slaughtering drones in the top right-hand base here, and they even spot the layer, so they know they kind of understand what Myralt is going to. And Franskar, he's in a very nice position. For a little while, it looked scary because of the contain, but actually, Corsairs do go over these Hydras, but barely won't get a kill. And do the Hydras have Hydralisk range at the moment? Let me look.
I think they do.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, they have both rage and speed. But here comes the Zealots that we were talking about. It's going to be very tricky for Myrtle to defend this, only having 1 spine crawler, and this spells disaster, I think, for Myrtle, being supply blocked at the same time.
Oh, and the Queen does that aggressive move right there, trying to kill as many Zealots as she can, but Myralt now is, I mean, he's got to kite with these Hydralisks, but he cannot quite kite because of that Zealot speed here. Corsairs in the main killing as much as they can. Zealots just are decimating these Hydralisks, and it's not even an issue of where you attack. It's just there's not enough to defend, even if it wasn't split up. GG.
GG indeed, and Franskar is the victor of this best of 7 show match, and he will be the king of the hill, and he will also have to defend his title next month when he will be facing Moxie Legend, a Terran player. We might actually see Franskar choose to play Zerg then, because Zerg is actually his main race. He only off-races Protoss versus Zerg, which you've seen today is actually quite a strong off-race.
Yeah, that is a very strong off race, especially in a show match where you know what race your opponent is. It's not like going into a tournament. You're kind of, what do I want to do there? But yeah, played very well. Obviously, we saw it go 3-1 was a little scary, brought it to 4-2, so a little bit more even. But I do agree, a couple times my role, I liked the attempt to do lurkers. I liked that attempt, but he never quite made it really work. While Franskar played about the same way each game, and that worked out very well for him. He played very well. Well, in the last game, he knew, okay, I'm up a game. Let's just see what 2-Gate can do. Let's see, because he knows his opponent has been very greedy, going to 3 bases a lot of times.
Indeed, it was a really fun series to Cassie. It was really interesting to see how they kind of stuck with what they liked, what they were most comfortable with, and then at the end they both tried to mix it up a little bit to throw their opponents off. It was like a true best of 7 the way it should be, and Franskar really showing some skill and really showing that he knows this matchup still really well, and he actually also left, so he won't be able to respond to my messages. Oh, did he?
No, he's still on, according to me. I don't know what you're asking him. But, yep. By the way, guys, just a quick shout-out to everyone who made all these maps possible and stuff. I know Avex is in the chat, lovely guy who designed a lot of these maps. And, of course, Ziphius for his commitment in developing this. And then, if you enjoyed this, please follow Bacon Infinity below. If you're on Ascended StarCraft, which this is normally going to be on next month, if we can get it all working, please head over, follow Ascended StarCraft. That is ASL StarCraft, also on Twitter, because I'm a part of that. But a quick shout out, as I was saying, to the one, the only Bacon Infinity, because they are awesome. They did our obsing, they did our streaming. I guess the one, the two, Bacon Infinity, find Nick and Susan. Haha. I almost blanked out right there, but Nick and Susan, the wonderful. Thank you guys so much for doing this.
It's getting hot in here. I have to take off my tie. It's wow.
We forgot to say, Franskar won $35 right there. That was his. He won that 35.
I'm talking to him about that now. And Franskar is agreeing to play next month versus Moxie Legend, so that's awesome. We haven't a date for that yet, of course, but we'll get that plan out later on. Thanks to Ascended Star League for hosting this, for partnering up with us so we can try to reach as many people as possible. We've been doing StarBow tournaments for a long time over at the SC2_StarBow channel, and we've been kind of reaching the same amount of people all the time because there is a set amount of people that know about StarBow, but when we partner up with different streams and different people, we can also get information about StarBow out to others. And it's a great little community. It is a mod. When you play StarBow, it's, how do I say this? It feels more like a family, just to put it that way.
Ohana.
Yes, Ohana. And it's you may not have the same amount of different people to play with, but you get to know everyone really well, and you just hang out and have a good time. And you also get to contribute somewhat to development of the game, as this is a community game, and that we develop it ourselves, and we do listen to the feedback of as much feedback as we can get from the community, and actually we're probably going to patch quite soon too, so we'll get that going later on.
Yep. Yeah, and thank you guys so much for tuning in. As I said, please hit follow below. Head over to Ascended StarCraft and follow if you can. Thank you so much, Bacon Infinity. My co-caster is Ziphius. Clever guy, knows everything about StarBow.
I'm so smart.
He's so smart. He says it himself. That's what he's
so humble and so smart. Yeah,
such a humble guy. Indeed. I am Drennock. You can find me on Twitter at Drennock, DRENNOC. Cast a lot of StarCraft 2, and hopefully more StarBow in the future. It has been a pleasure to cast with you, Ziphius. Truly, it's been an honor and fun.
Likewise. All right, we're gonna probably. I think on the Ascended Star League, you're doing another event now. Is that correct?
I believe. Actually, guys, I believe Bacon Infinity is going to stream after that. Nick and Susan. Okay. Not sure what game. I think they said Hearthstone, but I. Oh, StarCraft. Oh, StarCraft. Thank you.
You should play some StarBow. All right.
You should. Yes, play some StarBow. It's very fun. And guys, I hope you have a great time. The stream's going to go down just for a couple minutes here, and then they're going to be playing some StarCraft. That's Nick and Susan, part of Bacon Infinity, but they refuse to be labeled as either Bacon or Infinity. Have a lovely night, guys. He's Ziphius. I'm Drenok.
Take care.